Good morning. Yes, this is the demo for Hydrangeas. Some of you thought you missed it, but no, I hadn't done it yet. Out of the packet of references I sent you, I chose this one because it's a little more abstract, and I really am trying to keep going on my track of becoming more abstract. All I did was I just, for placement, did almost circles. I'm not defining these hydrangeas, but this is just soft pastel, and it's just for placement. The fun will be in making the marks for the various blossoms. Today, I'm going to probably put in more of a background to start with because there is some filtering of some, let's call them sky holes, although this is a still life, just to get some of the background integrated with the blossoms that I'll be painting. It lets the whole bouquet breathe a little bit more. So that's that, as it references my choice of references. I wanted to quickly show you, these are from that pack of golden opens that I bought. There's another white, and there's another little bottle of thinner that comes with it, but I don't have to show you the white. I have squeezed one of each of these on a new palette. With the hydrangeas, I find that I use lots and lots and lots of colors, so this palette is expanded from the one I've been using all along to include more blues. I have a turquoise, that kind of lightish turquoise. I have phthalo, ultramarine, this light blue violet, manganese, that comes from the opens, and of course I have black, and I have to squeeze out white. Hydrangeas do take a lot of color, even though they look monochromatic once you do your painting. And these warms, you can see them all. I use a lot of yellow ochre anymore. It's become one of my favorites. I've got warm and cool reds. Although the painting doesn't have a lot in there, it will impact some of the blues that I do. I have one little shot of sap green only because it is one of the open colors that I might just throw a little bit of that in for giggles. Usually I mix my greens, but I just want to try that. I have quin gold, a little bit of orange, but that's the sum and essence of my palette for hydrangeas. I just wanted to show you again, I've brought this up before, but it really is working for me. I put out two different piles of white because, as we all know, when we're painting kind of fast, we can contaminate the colors from one side of the palette to the other. So this ends up being the ones that I work with the warm colors. So if I tint the white too much, it's in this family. And this white is to be used with the cool colors, the blues. And I really have been pretty darn good about keeping to that regimen. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm doing this on a 12 by 12 by 1.5 inch cradled wooden panel because I need to get some pieces done for the show that I'll be having in the Majestic in April. So I'm killing two birds with one stone, doing the demo and doing a piece that will end up being mine. This reference is more about placement than copying it. So once I get committed to placement, I'm on my own. This is just to show you that I negatively painted around my shapes. This is a very thin wash, if you can see that. It's pretty thin. I'm certainly going to be doing more to it, but that's just to lay it in and see where we go from here. So this looks like a little bit of an amoeba, but it's going to be a good start. As I said earlier, I made my little pastel chalk marks just for placement, and now I'll be able to kind of just start having fun with the hydrangeas themselves. I'm using probably this 1 inch and 3/4 inch brushes to start with, and I'm just going to be doing a series of mark making, but not drawing or painting petals per se. And I think I mentioned earlier in an earlier video, or maybe the Zoom call, that doing the hydrangeas is going to be more about moving your wrist. And right now I'm just doing this to demo for you. There's not too much method to my madness. But what's going to happen is I'm going to lay these in darker and build on them, and that gives them depth and value within the hydrangea blossoms themselves. Anybody who wants to is welcome to paint each individual petal, but don't look to me to do that. When doing the little petals, there's 4 little petals on each one, and I'm not willing to do that way. It kind of just doesn't work for me. So my deal is I am going to be about creating the illusion that there are indeed petals. Most of you know that I use primarily 3/4 inch or 1 inch flats for a lot of my work, but this 12-inch panel and this composition, it's feeling like those two brushes are a little too big just to create the illusion of petals on these hydrangeas. So I am switching to a pretty bad 1/2 inch. Bad because obviously I don't have too many of these brushes. So I'll switch between these two. They're both 1/2 inch, but their ferrules are loose, and so I'm going to have to buy some new ones. But anyway, I'm going to try these and see if I can get more of the effect I'm looking for, which is kind of lacy and kind of fresh. I am going to start to kind of create contours around some of these. Even though they're a blur of hydrangeas, I am going to make you be able to see into the painting to see that there's a bunch of these. There's at least 10 or 11 of these balls, it seems, in this vase. So what I will be working on is contouring, and I don't know if I'm going to continue to tape every single mark I make because it's pretty repetitive. But anyway, you see what I'm trying to say. Shadows, darks, lights, and you can also see that I'm not using just blue. I've got a lot of my yellow ochre in it to give it this kind of off desaturated blue. I've got some black in my blues. It's really just using blue as my mother color, as it were, but putting other colors into my hydrangeas. Creating the illusion is all about what this painting is. Well, I do paint a lot of hydrangeas, and mine don't look like my reference, and I'm hoping that yours won't look like the reference either. But I just wanted to point out a couple of things. You can see by my palette, I have all of these blues, and I did use all of them, and I mixed some to give it a little purple cast or a little green cast. They all are blues in nature. My problem is, and I guess you'll run into it too, is that, you know, I'd mix a little bit of a X blue and then use it in one flower, but I had to repeat it in each of them so it would create unity. And so I have done that, and I've got little hints of the orange because the orange is the complement to these blues. And I might fiddle with the background a little bit more, but right now I'm calling this puppy done.